Hello my dear friends, and welcome to Ian's Kitchen, my kitchen, where together we're going to make some food magic and a little bit of alchemy. Today I'm going to show you one of the recipes that I really like to do. I was inspired to do this recipe when I tasted some smoked scallops in Paris, made by Petrosian, which is the caviar house. And so I decided to make my own. What we have here, so as I said, the video is going to be how to smoke scallops. Now, most of you are going to have to adapt this to your home because you don't have the kind of equipment that I have, but not to worry, it's not difficult at all. Mainly what you need is a container to contain the smoke, and that's it. Can't be easier than that. And you can get those in many different sizes from many different suppliers. So, a scallop. It's the muscle that keeps the scallop shells open and closing. And usually when you clean a scallop, there's a lot of disgusting innards that come with it, and the roe, which can be used for sauces and other beautiful preparations. But what you're left with in general is the scallop and a little extra muscle on the outside. Now, when this little muscle is cooked, it becomes worse than chewing gum. So you don't want to keep this muscle. So what you do is you take it off, and you can see it here on the outside. Very easy to spot. Just peel it off, it comes off super easily. Put it with the rest of your scallops, that's why I kept these three, so you can see what I'm doing. And there you go. You've got your mussels here. Very easy to see. You can't, unfortunately, use those for anything other than maybe to put in a fish stock, but it wouldn't really change the taste. And then you've got your beautiful scallops here. So, what we're going to do before we smoke them is we're going to cure them lightly for a couple of hours. And that's going to firm them up, but it's also going to give them a little bit of taste and the ability to hold on to the smoke. It's going to make them a little stickier so they can hold on to the smoke. So what you do is you have an 80-20 mixture. In this container here, I've got 400 grams of castor sugar and 100 grams of fine salt. Now, today in the kitchen, it just so happens we didn't have sea salt. If not, I would have much rather used this. The sea salt, I mean. I don't like using the fine salt because it has a tendency to salt a little bit too much. That's why I changed the original mixture from about 70 to 75% sugar and the rest salt to 80-20, just to make sure that my scallops are not going to be too salty. You can always salt them afterwards. So what you do is you give it a nice shaker, like you're shaking a cocktail. And then you start layering your scallops into your curing mix, which is going to, number one, draw water out of the scallops, which you want. You don't want to draw too much water though. That's why you're only doing it for a couple of hours. If I was to leave these scallops in this curing mix overnight, well then I would end up with scallops that are way too tough. And one thing I like to say when cooking and generally handling scallops is that your battle when doing this is to get the scallop to not be tough. It has to be nice and tender. If not, you've not done a good job. What I do then is I lay a layer of this curing mix in the bottom. Then we can just give it a little bit more on the top. The main idea is that these scallops should be completely enveloped in this curing mix, which is going to suck out a deal of water from them and give them a little bit of conservation as well. This is a very old method of conserving shellfish and meat and different kinds of proteins. Because what you're mainly doing by adding sugar and salt is that you are impeding the bacteria's ability to multiply and basically rot your proteins. So this is a very, very good way to conserve anything. Now, if I was to truly want to conserve my scallops, not just flavor them nicely, then I would let them sit in this curing mix much longer, because I would, in that case, want to get rid of as much water as possible. Now you can see I'm starting to run out of space here, but I think it's going to be okay. What I want is a layer of scallops, and I've already got some of that beautiful curing mix on the bottom. Now, you might ask yourself, why don't I put other things in the curing mix? Well, there's a very easy answer for that. I think the scallops have this amazing taste, just the way they are. Here we're accentuating a little bit of the sweetness of the scallop, not much more than that. And so you see, in Scandinavian language, you call this gravet, which means that it's been buried. And you can very well see why one would say that this is buried. Right now, it's buried in a curing mix.
What are you doing? I'm burying you. I'm alive! I'm alive! You're waking the neighbors! Shut!
So what we need to do next is put this in the refrigerator. Please don't let it stay in room temperature. Put it in the refrigerator. Take care of respecting your cooling chain always. That's how you're not going to make any of your guests or yourself sick. What you do then is you take a nice layer of plastic.
Necessary tools of the trade. It helps me control the chaos.
Just cover this. And, well, here we have a walk-in cooler, but you guys at home, you'll use your refrigerator. We've got it like this, and we'll get back to it in a couple of hours where we're going to smoke it. The next step after that is to mature it. So one thing I like to do is to start the day before. I'm going to use it because when the scallops are newly smoked, the taste is not as developed as it can be when the smoking matures. So do yourself a favor, start the day before. Okay guys, see you in about 2 hours. Now, we bring them to the oven. I want this to generate an ginormous amount of smoke in a very short time. So the only thing I want is for this to generate smoke, which you can see it's well doing right now.
Smoke.
Now that's a beautiful smokiness coming out of this oven here. Look at that.
Hey guys and gals, don't forget to follow me in the next video to see how we smoke these scallops, and on this channel for some cool cooking recipes and some tips. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon to get notifications from this channel. Alright, see you in the next one.